Be that guy. Be the guy who refuses to quit when things get hard. Be the guy who digs deeper when everyone else is giving up. Be the guy who gets back up after life knocks him to the floor. When the world tries to break you, when it laughs at your dreams, when it tests your patience, your strength, your heart, you show them who you are. You show them that you are not built to break. You are not made of excuses. You are made of fire, made of grit, made of something they will never be able to take from you. Be that guy who shows up when he says he will. Be that guy whose word is gold. When you make a promise to yourself, to others, to your dreams, you keep it. You don't make excuses. You don't look for outs. You stand tall, chest out, and you show the world that your commitment is not negotiable. Be the guy people know they can count on. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Your reliability will become your superpower. In a world full of flaky, half-committed people, be that guy who doesn't just talk about his goals. He lives them, he breathes them, he bleeds for them. Talk is cheap. Everyone says they want to be great. Everyone says they want success, happiness, fulfillment, but very few are willing to suffer for it. Very few are willing to sacrifice. Be the rare one. Be the one who lets his actions make the noise. Be so consistent, so relentless, that people don't need to hear your dreams to know you're chasing something massive. Be that guy who holds himself to standards so high they seem almost insane to others. You don't lower your expectations to match your surroundings. You raise your surroundings to match your expectations. You demand more from yourself, even when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching. Discipline when alone. Be that guy who chooses character over comfort every single time. It's easy to take shortcuts. It's easy to compromise. It's easy to betray your own values. Things get uncomfortable, but easy is for the weak. Easy is for the forgettable. You were not built for easy. You were built to stand for something, even if it costs you popularity, even if it costs you opportunities. You are the kind of man whose character is a fortress, not a convenience. Be that guy who shows up earlier, stays later, works harder, and expects nothing in return but the satisfaction of knowing you gave everything you had. Be the guy who pushes himself beyond his own limits, who refuses to accept mediocrity, who doesn't settle because settling is death. If you're going to live, truly live, you must live full throttle, pedal to the floor, no looking back, no coasting. Be that guy who lifts others up without dimming his own light. Strength isn't about tearing others down to make yourself feel bigger. Real strength is lifting yourself so high that you inspire everyone around you to rise too. Be the guy who helps others climb while you climb. Be the guy whose presence forces everyone else to level up. Be that guy who stays calm when chaos erupts, when everyone else is losing their minds, panicking, giving up. You stay centered, you stay focused, you stay disciplined. You become the anchor in the storm, the rock in the avalanche, the calm in the battlefield. And because you are unshakable, you become unstoppable. Be that guy who stays true to himself, no matter who's watching. In a world obsessed with followers, likes, and fake approval, you are real, authentic, unfiltered. You don't twist yourself to fit trends. You don't morph into what's popular. You stand strong in your own skin, proud of who you are, even if it means standing alone sometimes. Be that guy who keeps swinging the hammer, even when the wall doesn't crack on the first 100 hits. Success doesn't come to the guy who tries once and quits. It comes to the guy who keeps pounding away, day after day, blow after blow, until finally, the wall shatters. And when it does, the world calls him an overnight success. But you and I know the truth. It was never luck. It was relentless persistence. Be that guy who doesn't need motivation, because he is driven by something deeper, something unbreakable. Motivation is fleeting. It's a feeling. Drive is permanent. It's a decision. It's waking up every day and doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Be driven by your vision, by your purpose, by your refusal to live an ordinary life. Be that guy who doesn't beg for acceptance, because he knows that greatness is lonely. You won't be celebrated at the start. You won't be understood. They'll mock you, doubt you, call you crazy. Let them. That's how you know you're on the right path. If they all agreed with you, you wouldn't be doing anything great. Embrace the loneliness. Wear it like armor. Be that guy who never confuses movement with progress. It's easy to stay busy, easy to be in constant motion, but go nowhere. Real progress comes from focused, intentional effort, not just working hard, but working smart, being strategic, ruthless with your time, relentless in your prioritization. Every step you take must be a step toward your vision. Be that guy who turns setbacks into fuel. Life will knock you down. It's inevitable. But setbacks are not stop signs. They're just redirections, lessons, opportunities to sharpen your edge. When the world tries to break you, you don't cry about it. You don't quit. You smile. You wipe the blood off your face, and you whisper, "That's all you got." Be that guy who owns his mistakes without shame. Weak men hide from their failures. Strong men own them. Study them. Learn from them. Get better because of them. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by what you do after them. Be the man who uses his failures as fuel to fly higher. Be that guy who refuses to be a victim. Life's not fair. You know it. I know it. So what? Are you going to cry about it? Or are you going to rise above it? Be the guy who never waits for perfect circumstances. Who never needs sympathy. Who never needs permission. Be the guy who makes his own luck because he refuses to quit until he wins. Be that guy who doesn't just survive. He conquers. Survival is for the desperate. Conquest is for the relentless. Don't just get through your days. Own them. Don't just get through your battles. Dominate them. Don't just dream. Chase your dreams down and tackle them to the ground. Be that guy who never loses sight of the big picture. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind. Easy to forget why you started. Easy to drown in distractions. But not you. You keep your vision locked in like a missile. You know exactly where you're going. And you refuse to let anything or anyone knock you off course. Be that guy who brings the energy, even when there's no reason to. Some days will suck. Some days will drain you. But you bring the fire anyway. You bring the passion anyway, because you understand something others don't. Energy is a choice. Enthusiasm is a weapon, and if you can master your energy, you can master your life. Be that guy who earns everything. No shortcuts. No handouts. No entitlement. Everything you build is yours because you bled for it, sweated for it, fought for it, and because you earned it. The one can never take it away from you. There is a pride that comes from that, a pride that cannot be faked. Be that guy who is too busy improving himself to gossip about others. While they're talking, you're building. While they're complaining, you're climbing. While they're wasting time, you're investing it. Be obsessed with your own growth, so much so that you don't even notice the noise around you. Be that guy who masters himself. The battlefield is not out there, it's inside. The real war is against your own laziness, your fear, your self-doubt. Master that. The world outside bends to your will. Conquer yourself daily, hourly, relentlessly. Be the guy who looks in the mirror and sees a warrior, not a victim. Be that guy who stays dangerous, not reckless. Dangerous, sharp, prepared, focused, capable, always ready to handle whatever life throws at you, mentally, physically, spiritually. Dangerous men are needed in a world that rewards weakness. Dangerous men protect. Dangerous men build. Dangerous men lead. Be that guy who sees pain as the price of admission to greatness. There will be sacrifices, the leap, comfort, social approval, easy pleasures. Are you willing to pay? Be the guy who smiles through the sacrifices, because you know that on the other side of pain is a life others can only dream of.